What's up, everyone? So today we're going to talk about the overall road trip with the Tesla. For Diana's 40th birthday, we did a road trip from Kansas City to Park City, and we are on our way back. So we want to kind of give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly of the road trip thus far. So what do you think, Dee?
Well, I think it's been fun. It's been different doing it this way, and I think I actually like doing the road trips this way because we actually stop and get to enjoy the different stops instead of just driving straight through.
Yeah.
So it took a little longer, but we also got to stop and actually explore a little bit each of the little towns that we stayed in.
Yeah, and getting to that point, this can be a good or this can be an ugly for someone when it comes to road tripping. If you're in a hurry and a rush to try to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible, the Tesla road trip may not be the best option for you. For us, we like stopping every 2 to 3 hours to eat, to kind of, you know, get a little workout in at the different charging stations, just to stretch our back and our legs a little bit, and kind of see the scenery around us. So, you know, depending on what type of person you are, that can be an advantage or a negative. So we, I think we did all the way here. We ended up stopping at pretty much every supercharger station. There were 11 along the way from Kansas City to Park City, and each stop we stopped anywhere between 20 minutes and 40 plus minutes, depending on kind of where we were going next, how much range we had left. There's a lot of different variables, and so what was interesting, you know, with the whole experience in general, was we would get to a charging station and you know, our car would say there's 30% left, you need to charge for 20 minutes. We played it really safe, but now coming back and driving it a different way, you really trust the car instead of being more conservative like we were, because we milked a lot of time up at charging stations. So it is better to actually drive the vehicle at speed limit, because you're going to get less time as far as you know, stops at charging stations and whatnot. So you're saving quite a bit of time just doing that alone.
Yes.
Oh man, it's beautiful. We're going through Utah right now, and it's stunningly beautiful. I would move the camera if I could, but it's spectacular here. That's another big thing, you know, she had mentioned. But being able to stop every couple hours, you really get to see what's around you. Going through Kansas, there was actually some really beautiful things. The windmills, hundreds and hundreds of them in western Kansas. That was a really cool sight. And then obviously Colorado, once we got to close to the Denver area, it started becoming, you know, very mountainous out there, and very lush mountains, huge mountains, and it was really stunningly beautiful. And then we kind of went through like a desert area throughout parts of Colorado and Utah, and then once we got closer to Park City and this area here, it's just dynamite. It's so beautiful out here. The weather is perfect. So yeah, so getting back on the road trip side of things, what were some I think negatives from your standpoint, Dee?
Well, I guess the only negative was just that it does take I guess the negative is it does take a lot longer, and you know, if you want to make a detour, you really have to make sure that you're able to do the detour without getting yourself into trouble. We did a detour down to Moab. It was so pretty. I just don't want to miss this scenery. We're looking at the Uinta Mountains. It's just beautiful. There's like a reservoir and just huge mountains. It's so pretty. But like when we did the detour it's just, we had to make sure that there was a charger down there, and then we could get to where we needed to be, and we'd be able to get the car charged and make it through the park and all that stuff. So I don't think that's a big negative, and I think that it's probably something that as Tesla puts up more chargers, and I would imagine in the future it's probably, a charge will probably take even a shorter time frame than it does now. So those things probably are not going to be as much of an issue in the future anyway.
Yeah, I think that is one thing you got to really pre-plan and make sure that wherever it is that you're going, we utilize, there's multiple ways of doing the charging site. We chose this road trip to utilize only the Tesla SuperChargers. So we have all the other accessories as far as doing like the plug share. We could have went that route and found plugs all over the place and pretty much went anywhere we wanted to go if we were willing to wait a little bit longer. But we really wanted to utilize the Tesla network and use the superchargers all the way here. So we utilized 70 pretty much all the way into Colorado, into Utah. We bumped down to Moab like she had mentioned, and then we went up to Price, which is another supercharger there, and then finished in, got ourselves to Park City, and then the hotel that we stayed at actually had a Tesla charger, which was pretty awesome. And so, yeah, you kind of have to pre-plan, but there's a lot of websites and apps out there that give you all the details as far as where to charge, how much, how much range your vehicle's going to have, depending on which model you have. There's a lot of information out there to get you from point A to point B safely. We were ultra conservative the first go around getting there. This trip coming back, what we're going to do is really follow what the car says and really stick to the speed limit. And by doing that, I think we're going to save a lot of time on the charging side of things. So
the car will tell you if you're going too fast, or if the way that you're driving will not get you to your location. It will, like, I can't remember where we were, but
we were going to Goodland, Kansas,
and it said, you have to go this miles per hour or you're not going to make it.
So I think, it was a 70. I was probably going a little over 70, and it said, hey, you need to bump down to 70 if you want to make it. And so you bump down to 70, and then you get there safely. So the car really knows the range, what it needs to do, and and you just follow it. So it's very different from ICE cars in the sense that, in an ICE car you just drive as fast as you need to, and that typically gets you there a little quicker because you just pump a couple gallons of gas in and go. And in this world, you got a little bit longer of a period of time with charging. So like she said, I think over time, Tesla and the others will figure out how to either charge, a lot quicker, or make the range in the batteries a lot longer. So anyways, yeah, that's it. The trip overall has been fantastic. Park City was great.